Hey guys, so the first step in the process of getting your ACU license is going onto the ACU website and creating yourself an account, just like you would for anything else, Facebook, Gmail, fill in all the details and create the account. You have to do this, you have to create the account and do all the paperwork step that's about to come before you can book the course, the basic rider assessment and the competitor training course. So that's to come at the end of the video, like kind of what to expect. So first we click on where it says profile in the drop down, we go to ACU competitor licenses and add ACU competitor license. In this box you'll type in road racing and you're looking for road race rider, as you can see. You can choose either novice or intermediate novice. This depends whether you've got a road licence. If you have a road licence, you've got intermediate novice. If not, it's just novice. This is just a declaration, just saying yes, you understand. And then this is where it wants you to upload the paperwork. So here is a list of what paperwork you'll need. I'll just go through the list of paperwork and just explain a little bit more about each bit. So the first thing it wants is payment details. Obviously, you just put those in like you would for online shopping or whatever. It also requires a valid club membership. So you do these on the club's website, whichever club you've chosen to race with. Obviously, this video I go to Preston District Motorcycle Club. There's North Gloucester, Bemsey, BSB. There's clubs all over the country that will do tracks in your area. So you need to do your membership with them. It'll either be a tab on their website or you'll email somebody. A valid member photograph, just like you do now with your passport. You stand in front of a white background, take a picture. Or a plain background. They're not so strict about it being white, but you just need to do that. Picture with your phone's fine and then upload it. A valid medical questionnaire. So there's a questionnaire on... A lot of this is easier to do on a computer than on a phone, I'll be honest. But there's a medical questionnaire. It just asks you things like, have you got any medical conditions? Are you over this age? Are you allergic to anything? That kind of stuff. It's all easy questions. If you're over, I don't know what age it is. I assume it will tell you. I think it's 50. If you're over 50, you have to do a medical questionnaire by the doctor. I think that also applies if you've got any medical conditions that are on the list, but they'll contact you with that information, tell you. So yeah, you only have to do this medical questionnaire when it asks you to. Like when you're renewing your license, it will probably tell you to do it every year. A valid CTC certificate, which is classroom training course. So you'll do that when you get to the track. You have to do all this paperwork, or it's easier to do all this paperwork first though. The basic riding assessment, again, that's the bit that you do at the track. A valid eye report. So you have to go and have, well, this depends. Preston District do them at the track. I didn't actually get to show you because they were busy on the day that I went. So they'll do them at the track, included in your CTC and your BRA kind of day. Some clubs don't, so you have to go to get your eyes tested. So this last year I've had to renew mine. So I printed off the form and then I took it to Specsavers. I just told Specsavers that I needed a form filling out and my eye test doing. So they did my eye test and then the optician filled out the form. It's a little extra fee to fill out the form. I think it was another £5 or something. But yeah, and then you just take a photo of it, put it back on. That's your eye test sorted. And then it says a valid residency eligibility. They didn't require this when I did it, but I assume it'll be something like a bank statement or maybe your passport will do that. So yeah, that's all the kind of paperwork that you need to fill out. If you chose intermediate novice, not novice, you'll probably have to put your driving licence on as well with proof that you've got a motorcycle licence. But I don't have one, so I don't know that the answer to that, but I assume they'll ask for it. That's all the paperwork you need to do, and then you need to follow the next step to look at course dates on the ACU website. I'll put like a thing over showing you, and there'll just be a telephone number and an email for each club, and you just either telephone or email the club asking to book on the course, and then they'll tell you all the next steps to pay them and whatnot. So yeah, that's it. Hey guys, so we are, as you can see, outside the briefing room at Three Sisters. So I've come along to Preston District Motorcycle Racing Club. They hold all their events here at Three Sisters in Wigan. So I've come along to their ACU licence day to kind of show you how you get your ACU licence. It's a question I get asked a lot at BSB. A lot of people come and ask me. That a lot of people comment. It's a very Googled question. I remember it not being very easy to find out when I first got mine, so I just thought I'd show you how the day goes. So everybody is inside at the moment, they're just doing all the paperwork. So I will go inside, show you a bit of what kind of goes on during the briefing. They just kind of tell you what's going on. They'll do a couple of track sessions later in the afternoon that I'll show you.
Classroom training course.
Everyone sat in the briefing room taking the CTC course, or classroom training course. This is the first of 3 parts to getting your licence. They all happen on this one day. In here, they go through everything you need to know to start your racing career. At the end of the classroom course, there's a 20-question quiz, and it basically goes over everything you've covered, the main safety points. The person who's running the course normally will make it very clear what's going to be a question, what you need to know. I thought I'd give you an example question, just so you kind of get the gist of how easy they are. An example question is, in what sequence do the start lights show? This is something they'll tell you. There'll be multiple choices. A couple of them will be the wrong one, probably like they go green like the traffic lights that you drive at every day. The correct answer is the solid red, and then you leave the line when they go out. You don't really need to worry about this quiz because, like I said, they'll tell you all the answers to all the questions. They'll go through everything you need to know. It's just a case of sitting there and listening. You do need to get 80% of the questions right on the quiz, but like I said, they're all things you'll learn. There's nothing that's they're trying to catch you out with. The other things they'll go over in this classroom course are the flags, safety procedures, kit requirements, dog tags, a few things that will need doing for your to your bike for scrutineering, conduct around the paddock. So one thing that they do mention, for example, that's pretty important is all ACU events are a zero tolerance to drugs and alcohol. And if the club that you're racing at suspect you to be under the influence of either of the above, they can do a test, or they can just send you home. Basically, they write the rules. There's a lot of things they can send you home for. Basically, if you're not just like a general knobhead, then you'll be okay. It's kind of like general street conduct, going around beating people up, that kind of thing. But yeah, so that's kind of everything they cover in the course. They go over, like I said, everything you need to know. Any questions you have, that's an ideal time to ask it. And the same with like at Preston District, you go on a race meeting, so they let you on track while everybody else is having their lunch. So the scrutineers are also there at Preston District to go and ask. So if you wanted to take your bike up to the scrutineers and be like, can you please look over this? Can you tell me what I need to do? Then that's like an ideal opportunity. Kit requirements for your first race meeting: a full one-piece leather suit, no zip-together sets. A back protector or an airbag is now mandatory. A set of gloves that cover the cuffs of your leathers. A set of boots that are tall enough to cover the cuffs of your leathers. And then a set of dog tags with your name and date of birth on. Bike requirements: engine protection covers. A shark's fin to protect people's fingers from going in the sprocket. Lock wire on the oil filler cap and the sump plug, and on the oil filter. A brake lever guard, and a rain light that's either switched on at the bar or like a bike light. And a belly pan that holds 50% of the liquid capacity of the bike. This is oil and coolant. Okay, so this is kind of what happened. So they've gone out for the first session now. That first bike at the front with the orange bib on is the instructor, and then a group of 4 of them, and then same here, so the Oscar and then a group of 4 following him. My filming's not brilliant, to be honest. So then they're just doing like their morning session. And then again, there's this group. I don't know who's riding at the front, but then there's 5 of them, I think. Do I can count? So yes, they basically just follow their instructor around and get a little bit faster each time, a little bit faster each time. And they will also, this is the under 18s group, but it looks like they might have lost one on the back. That's the instructor there. And then yeah, so basically they'll just ride around like this. They'll decide who they need to help a little bit more. Like this one's tagged off the back of the group. There's another one up a bit further that's tagged off the back of the group. So they'll probably get a little bit more work with them in the afternoon just to go around. And yeah, the groups just get a bit faster each time they go out, and yeah, kind of just ride around like this, like you're on a track day, but probably not even quite as fast. The last bit of the basic rider assessment involves a race start. So they'll give you a grid number, just a hypothetical grid number, and then they will set you up like they would in a race. They'll bring you out to the grid. They'll line you up for your warm-up lap. You'll set off at the flag, and then they'll stop you again for your race start, and then they'll set you off with the lights. And basically, you just don't stall. If you do stall, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put your hands in the air, and then if they can give you another opportunity to try this again, they will. But if you don't put your hands in the air, you will fail. So if you stall, you need to put your hands in the air. Ideally, just don't stall. And then the track session that you just watched earlier, if you fall off, you fail. They aren't going overly fast, so it's not a case of, oh, I'll be pushing my absolute limit, I'll fall off. It's not that. They're just trying to get you up to a general speed and to ride safely. So ideally, don't fall off, don't stall. If you do stall, hands in the air. And then, yeah, that's it. That's the end of the course, basically.